What's up, guys, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out this Decathlon Quechua 4.1 air beam tent. We had some major issues with this tent, and we're going to be going over all the pros and all the cons to help you guys make the right decision on whether or not this tent is the right tent for you. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video.
So our friend Keel got something new today, and it's something that you guys are probably going to like if you like our other videos with our monstrous tent mansion air beam tent. So what we have here is like a mini version of our tent. Basically, it's an air beam tent. It's just smaller, more affordable, and it's also more accessible because you don't have to import this one from Great Britain. They actually sell them right here in America. They ship them from California. Like literally, I bet you set that up in less than 10 minutes once you get the pump out. So like I said, it is important to know that you do have to stake these down very well. So this isn't going to be something that you're just going to like set up on a concrete slab very easily unless you have some type of way to stake these down, because they do require to be staked down to hold their shape very, very good. So this is going to be just like any of the other air beam tents, but that's a pretty good sized tent, man. So, I mean, if you guys love the concept of air beam tents, and I'll actually show you our air beam tent mansion that we have over there, but if you guys like that concept and you want to be in an air tent, or at least try an air tent, this is definitely compact, definitely easy to move, and it sets up really, really fast. And for 400 bucks, I mean, you really can't beat it. And they also have a dark version of this tent, which is going to be much nicer. On those hot summer days when you're trying to take a nap, it'll be completely dark in there, which is great. This is not the dark version. They're actually out of stock right now, but super cool. It's got the rain fly built right onto the tent there. This is actually like what you would consider the front porch area. It does have a door. Currently it's like rolled up, so you could roll that down and close this off, obviously. So they have this like part here to keep water out. Now this does fold down, so you can unhook this and get rid of this tripping hazard. There were some complaints online about water getting in here because this doesn't fully seal. However, it is just your front porch area. So once you step in, you have this other section in the tent here. Let me bring this up a little. So once you actually step in, there's a whole nother section here. So even if this got a little bit wet, your actual sleeping area would not be wet. So it's something to think about. I do kind of wish that this was like a fully sealed item here, but although that would make it very difficult to be able to open that. But because this is here like this, you really don't have to worry about water actually getting into where you're at. You can see there's plenty of room in here for a couple air mattresses. So 4 people, no problem. And then if you really needed to, you could have people out here on this like porch area. There is plenty of ventilation in here. You have a window here. Obviously you have this huge door here. You have another window here. And then they've got the ventilation in the back like most of the air beam tents. One thing, especially for us here in Florida, because we are ACing these tents a lot of the times in the summertime, one thing I wish is that you could zip up this mesh part here. So this mesh part, there's no way to like zip this out. So if you're just trying to AC this area in here, you're gonna have air flowing out of this mesh part. So I do kind of wish that they had something here that you could close that off with. But that's not a deal breaker. So, you know, it's just on the wish list. So you will see here too, up above this bedroom area this is like your actual tent. And then this is the bedroom area. So most of the air beam tents have that like double layer, so that actually insulates very, very well. So it actually keeps this bedroom area cooler than the other spots of the tent. The windows, super, super fine mesh, so you're not gonna have to worry about like no seams and stuff. The zippers work very, very well. The fit and trim on this is nice. Now they do just have this like Velcro here for this, so it's not like they don't have like the bungee cord ones like some of the higher end tents, but the Velcro seems to work really, really well. I don't see any issues with that. Like I said, the zippers work really, really good. You also have this ventilation up here. And then something that a lot of air beam tents don't have is they actually have this support beam. So this actually keeps tension between the two air beams. So once you get it all staked off, this is actually going to keep it from rocking back and forth in the wind. I'm gonna let Kegel hold this camera real quick, but I'm gonna step, let me take my shoes off, sorry. So I'm gonna step in here. I am 6'3". So, and I have room above my head standing up in here. So that gives you an idea. And I have a pretty big wingspan at 6'3", and I'm just touching the windows. So that's gonna show you how much area you have here.
And there's that nice support bar they give you.
I like the support bar. Yeah, I was talking about that a lot of air beam tents don't have that, and they want to do this like rock back and forth thing, and this definitely prevents that. So I do like that they give you that support beam because
keep it from sagging too.
Yeah, it keeps it from sagging. It keeps it, you know, in its right shape. Now, the bedroom area is a little bit lower. So honestly, you're going to be in here in a bed, but just to give you an idea, I am crouched down a little bit. Like I said, I am 6'3", so I'm a pretty big dude. Obviously, I'm not standing up in here. But again, you have that full wingspan. You could easily put 2 air mattresses in here. I would say 2 queens might fit in here, but it would be awfully tight. This is definitely like a queen and a full type of situation, but or 2 fulls will easily fit in here, but
the king's about to go in.
King will fit in here, I'm sure. I actually want to see it with a king in there. I bet it's going to look awesome.
That's next.
So we're going to throw a king air mattress here, show you what that looks like, and then yeah. So my only real complaint is that you can't zip this up and close it off. So like I said, it gets into like the high 90s here in Florida, and we usually run AC in these tents in the summertime, and it would have been nice if you could close this all the way off, but it's not a deal breaker. So that's what it looks like. It basically goes from the front to the back. So that's a king size bed in there. So it's basically from wall to wall, but you do have this area over here. You can put your suitcase, your luggage, whatever you got over there. So there is still room.
I mean, king size is overboard. But.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge bed, right? So, I mean, honestly, for a 4-person tent, that is a massive bed. So
then you still have all this room.
And like I said, so where these clip in right here, you can actually unclip these and take this bedroom divider out, and that will actually give you 6 more inches because it will let you go all the way to the back of the tent. So you don't have to leave that bedroom divider in there. You could easily take that out if you wanted a little more space, but in my opinion, I would leave it in because it's going to make the tent cooler, and it also makes it darker. All right, so the other day we did a review on this Decathlon tent for you guys. So we thought it was pretty awesome. We liked the inside of it. The setup and takedown was super, super easy. But we don't like to deliver any reviews to you guys without setting something up a few times and kind of beating the crap out of it. So we have it set up again out here for about a week-long test. So we're out here camping in the middle of the woods. Figured we'd set it up again, just make sure that it was good again. And this time we had some issues. And when you have an issue with something this new, it starts making you want to think about whether or not it's going to be worth it for you to buy or not. Now, anything can happen to any piece of equipment. We're going to see how well the customer service is with this company. Hopefully they're pretty decent. We won't know here for a few days, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys what happened here. So the setup process was exactly the same. It went up really, really easy. Everything seemed to be fine. But then about a few hours later, we noticed this beam was kind of collapsing on itself, this front beam. So we thought, well, it could be a lot of things, and maybe the seal in here just didn't get tight enough or something. So we pumped it back up, checked all the seals, reset the tent up, and then about every 3 hours or so, this thing will actually fall and collapse on itself. Now, we're not sure where the failure is, whether it's in that valve or somewhere in this beam, but that does make you wonder whether or not, you know, this beam itself has an issue. And then on top of that, now, you know, as we're looking at how to replace that beam, it does not look like it's going to be super, super awesome to replace one of these beams. They do not unzip out of here. You're gonna have to pull it all the way through this sleeve, it looks like. So really it's gonna come down to whether or not the customer service on this tent is any good or not. So, you know, right now, basically you have a tent that every couple hours you have to fill this beam up. So like I said, once we, you know, get a new beam from the company, we'll probably investigate a little further on where the puncture is on this beam. But, you know, having only set this tent up twice in, you know, very good locations, it's not like we were in like a thorn patch or something. You wouldn't think with all the sheathing that's on these beams that you'd be able to have a puncture this early. So obviously we have some type of manufacturer defect here on this tent. So it's still not a bad tent. We still do like it. But this is definitely not awesome. And like I said, what it'll come down to is how well the customer service deals with this.
All right, guys, so I did want to give you guys an update on that Decathlon tent that we are reviewing. So yes, we did have some issues. We reached out to the company on June 8th, which, if you guys are keeping count, was last Wednesday. So it is Thursday today. It's been about 8 days, so I just wanted to give you guys an update and to let you know where we're at. So after 3 different emails to the company, we still have not received any messages back about this tent. We also filed a complaint with eBay. They reached out to the company and we did not receive any feedback or information from that either. So currently we are in the process of trying to get a hold of the company. Now, when you spend a bunch of money on a tent or you spend any money on anything really, you're really hoping that the customer service is going to be at least a little bit decent. And in this case, I have to say they've definitely failed here with the customer service. I feel like the customer service was horrible. It was a great opportunity for them to step up and, take care of this issue. And we never heard one thing from them. So just to give you guys an idea, if you do purchase one of these tents and you have a problem with them, getting a hold of the company to have them, rectify one of these issues may be a little bit difficult. So we wanted to give you guys that information right up front. So we do appreciate you guys being with us. I hope you guys liked this review. If you did, make sure you guys smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. We're doing a bunch of awesome stuff all year long. So hopefully you will join us on this amazing journey. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for being with us, guys.